Is this how your Dusekkar matches go? Now, if that happens to you when you're playing Dusekkar, it's expected because a killer always targets the Dusekkar because they can help their team in dire moments. And also, Dusekkar is quite annoying when you're playing as killer, but there's nothing you can really do about not getting targeted. It's just ways to survive better as Dusekkar, if that makes sense. And plus, you need good aim to play this character because this plasma beam hitbox is quite small. And also say that people think this is infinite. I don't think it's infinite. I think it has a set range. But so it's not infinite like people say. It's like it's very far, yes, but it's not infinite. Like you can see the box at the end. But I think most of you think that the Dusekkar is one of the worst survivors in the game, which is valid since if you play Dusekkar, you're probably gonna die a lot more often than your teammates. But I will make your opinion change because Dusekkar can be one of the most annoying survivors for the killer to try to kill and for the killer to just deal with in general because he can give slowness and shield, which will piss the killer off a lot. So I'll show you the real Dusekkar guide. First tip, high ground. I don't know how I should explain this, but high ground is probably the best thing Dusekkar has. Like one of the best passive things that Dusekkar can do. Because if you can at least get to high ground, get to it immediately. Because you get a very nice view of the map. Seeing where the killer is somebody attacking, you would like protect them with your small protection over there. Or even over there. Or you can even zap the killer. Like if the say he was right there, boom, right there. Right there, boom, smack him up. Like, it just, if you can get to high ground, get to high ground. Because also, you can see the killer coming up to you and you can, like, run away. So it's just better if you get on high ground if you're playing Dusekkar. Now, being on the ground isn't that bad. It's just that you'll probably get, like, hunted down more. Because if you're on the ground, you're going to be obstructed by a lot of things. And for Dusekkar's, like, little beam, you can't just, like, shoot it through a wall. It just... No, usually it, like, spazzes out. Like, you see that? I was aiming right here, and it, like, aimed through the wall on a different side. It's weird how the going through the wall works, because sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. But usually, if you're looking at a wall, but you can't see the other side, and you try to hit the killer, it most likely won't hit the killer. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Now, being on the high ground means you won't have that many obstructions. Yes, there are walls and things, but you can at least pass through them with your beam. And also the fact that you're not really in that much danger, because if you're on the ground here, like, I can't see over there, so I have to get closer to the killer, and then, like, zap him right here, and then he's going to see me, he's going to chase after me. Now, I know the killer's right here, but we don't talk about that. No, but I think you should just be, like, a little bit careful when shooting through walls, because sometimes it, like, misses. Like, you see that? Like, I try to hit it through the wall, and it goes up when I'm aiming downwards. Let's say I'm aiming downwards here. It doesn't really aim down. While if I do it like this way, it aims more down. Just a quick reminder that aiming through walls isn't as useful because it could be a little bit buggy. And it could also do things like that. But I also recommend that if you're playing Dusekkar, don't look up into the sky and try to hit him. I mean, actually, I think don't look into the ground is actually a better. Because, like, right there, you can see that if you're, like, aiming at the killer here, the beam's going to go to the floor, right? Let's say you miss and there's, like, a survivor on the other side. You shoot your beam, like, straight forward, it can go through the wall and then hit the survivor on the other side. So you could get, like, a little XP boost and all that. I just recommend don't look down. Just look up more and, like, aim more straight. Because then you get a farther beam along. And, like, let's say the killer's over there and you're trying to hit it, like, here. You can see that the beam goes to the floor when you're trying to aim about where that wall is. And then if you shoot your beam, then it will definitely hit him for sure. Now, spawn protection is easily the riskiest move. One of the riskiest moves in Dusekkar's kit. Because you got to remember, if you use your spawn protection, it will give you slowness. As I'm about to show you right here. Let me turn him into a survivor. Look. Gives you slowness 1 for 8 seconds. But even if you get rid of the circle, it still gives you slowness 1. Which kind of sucks, I won't lie. So, I would recommend you be a lot farther away. Because if you're, like, right here, the killer's right next to him, and you use your whatever, it won't let me. But if you use your spawn protection, then they're immediately going to look at you and then hit you, because that will get the spawn protection off the noob, obviously, and it will also damage one of the most valuable pieces of the team right here, because Dusekkar is easily like, he's with Elliot up there with like priority kill list, because like those can like help other Sentinels like gang up on you. So you would want to at least be a little bit far away. And also, don't randomly pop spawn protection. Yes, that also works. But let's say they're about to get hit by like a dashing wound or something, and you like, and your like spawn protection breaks because you used it earlier. Like, let's say they're about to get hit. I recommend you use your spawn protection then, because it gives them extra time to like regen and stuff. I also recommend that you use spawn protection when the survivor has low stamina. Let's say you're walking, right? They're like walking after running a long time. Use your spawn protection then, so that they can regen their stamina and start running away again. And it won't be like that bad, since it only take like 10 hits of damage, because Dusekkar's resistance, like I think it's 4, makes it so that damage is basically useless when you're killer. So I recommend you do that too. Now let's talk about spawn protection and walls, okay? Now, one of the biggest downsides to spawn protection is that if you're behind a wall, you can't obviously like protect them, because your cursor, you can't see them. But if you go and spawn protect them, then you get behind a wall, then that's where the problem starts, because the thing cancels early. So if you're going to use spawn protection behind a wall, by the way, this is one of the worst maps for Dusekkar, so good luck. But if you're using your spawn protection and you're behind a wall, it won't matter too much, just as long as you can see them, or your cursor can see them. Like, let's say this. I couldn't use it like this, right? But let's say I can see the noob, and I use it. It goes through the wall. Now, this is a very important thing for Dusekkars to know, because if you just let it break, that's just bad. So you better, like, if you're behind a wall or they're behind a wall, you better, like, move your camera a lot more so that you can at least see them, so that maybe you can get an extra second or two on that spawn protection. Let's say you're getting chased by the killer, and you run away, and you use your beam from this far. This is a bad idea, since if I was a killer and I was actually chasing him, I would have gotten close to you already, and I would have already would have hit you. That's already 20 damage lost. So if you're Dusekkar and you're running away, don't use your plasma beam in the middle of the chase. Use your plasma beam when they're either low on stamina or they're far enough away for you to at least get this pull off, and then immediately run away. Because just popping this outright just makes you take a lot of damage, because if this was an actual real Jason that knew how to do Jason maneuvers, then he would have gashing mooned me, and that's half my health gone, because Dusekkar has 90 health. You gotta be wary of that he doesn't have as much health as the other survivors, and you can't take as many hits. Now, another thing for Dusekkar mains that they should know is juking, stamina management, and everything. I think everybody needs to at least know how to juke, how to control your stamina, because that is the key difference between life and death. If you know how to stamina control, you could juke the killer for a whole 3 minutes, and you could win the game off that. But if you don't know it, you can die in like the first 30 seconds. I won't even hold you, okay? Now, this isn't as good against good killers, but it's still extremely important to know how to juke and dodge and all that and control your stamina. Now, I will have an advanced guide on how to really do all of that, and like a beginner tutorial like later on, so you should stay tuned for those. But I can't really explain all of this because this is all complicated for Forsaken. Just know that if the killer's walking, you should walk too, so you can regain your stamina, and then you should start running. Okay, that's all I'm going to tell you for now. And if they're about to hit you, do a sharp turn right or left, because the hitbox is mainly straight or north. So if you just continue to run away like this, you're going to get hit. But let's say they're about to hit you, turn right, then they will miss you. And that is how you really live and like dodge, okay? Now let's say, I hear this a lot from Dusekkar mains. Let's say you're protecting a Shedletsky and he starts running towards you. The fastest you can, get your spawn protection off him. It's not even worth it anymore, because your life is probably more important than that Shedletsky's, because that Shedletsky would gonna die anyways. If they run towards you, just get it off them immediately and just start running, because at that point that Shedletsky's long gone. If he doesn't know that, you should not run towards the Dusekkar but run away. just like get it off immediately and then start booking it, because that is probably going to be your death if you stay there for long enough trying to protect them. I think my last tip for you is to really get to learn the maps. Don't do as many generators, because if you do generators, that could be you basically not protecting someone's life while they're in danger. So I don't really do that many generators as Dusekkar, even though they are good to do. Just leave it to like the noobs or zeros or sevens. But if you're grinding Malice, it's okay to get the generator sometimes. But if you're playing Dusekkar, your main like focus should be protecting your teammates, because they will protect you too if you do that. And also, another thing, if you're running away from the killer and you see a couple of sentinels, you run through the sentinels, because they hopefully will protect you at least a little bit. So if you're running away, you should be running away to the sentinels that should help you. Now, if there's no sentinels, I don't know what your team is doing. Like, if it's just like 5 Elliots and a Dusekkar, you might as well just call it GG's. But your main focus when running away from the killer is not to juke them for eternity, but to get them distracted on other people, like Shedletsky's guests and chances, so that you can escape, and then while they're trying to fight off the killer, you can protect them with your spawn protection or your plasma beam. Now, I think those are like some of the most important things to know as a Dusekkar. Now, these tips aren't perfect, but they will help you in some regard of how to live longer, how to like, you know, maneuver around the map, and how to really get that killer where it hurts. Because Dusekkar can be used very good in the right situations at the right time. So, if you like this video, like and subscribe for more content, and I will see you later.